Lauren, thank you. It's a story we've been following for 8 months now. A black woman reached out to our Call for Action team after starting a petition to change the Colonel Rebel mascot at her former high school. It's a battle that's been going on since then, a battle filled with school board meetings as well as community events. All new tonight, a civil rights discrimination complaint has officially been filed with the State Department of Education against the Franklin County High School Board and its director of schools. Call for Action problem solver Carice Jackman was the first to tell you about this story and has more on this new information. She spoke exclusively with the woman who started the petition and the person who filed the new civil rights discrimination complaint. Carice.
Yes, Marius, I obtained that through open records request with the State Department of Education. And from what I know is that the woman who filed it is a white woman who had kids go to the school several years ago. She tells me she was inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement last summer. And she says after seeing that and the fight for the cause, she couldn't be silent about her feelings any longer.
Being silent is being complicit.
And that's what encouraged Chris Colleen to file this 62-page civil rights discrimination complaint obtained by News 4 against the Franklin County School Board and the director of schools.
This is what democracy looks like. I do feel that now, with the current events that are going on in our country, that perhaps now is a time where another thick layer of that onion needs to come off.
Colleen was one of several people who went before the Franklin County School Board in October, asking them to remove the Colonel Rebel mascot, the Dixie Fight song, and the school seal, which Colleen says in her complaint resembles the Confederate flag.
I had also requested that, and they had 4 months to do this, that they form a committee or a task force to have training within the school system about what systemic racism is, what it looks like, and to promote sensitivity to systemic racism within the school system. And they did not do that.
The complaint also alleges board members failed to respond to phone calls, emails, and letters, and they allegedly failed to follow protocol and policies at public school board meetings. News 4 first told you about Shanae Williams in June, a former Franklin County High School graduate who started a petition to remove the Rebel mascot.
Whenever I first made the petition, like Chris said, there was a protest for Black Lives Matter. And so I felt like, you know, if Black Lives Matter, let's show it. And that's what I was asking from the board.
We have addressed and discussed all of the issues about the mascot, and the vote was taken, and the vote was 5-3.
Stanley Bean, the director of schools, says the vote was taken back in October and understands some don't agree with it, but they voted and answered all the questions about their complaints.
Did the school district ever set up racial sensitivity training or course where people can understand why this may be offensive?
No, we have not. I have spoken to, some people who have come in here and discussed that, kind of tied it in, I guess, to the Black History Month.
Is there a reason why it wasn't done immediately following this vote?
We, like a lot of other school systems at this point, we're trying to keep our head above water. A lot of changes we've had that have taken place here in the county with our educational system that have, just put things on hold.
Now, even after this vote was made, Colleen says in her complaint that there wasn't any reason or explanation given for why the board members voted the way that they did. And again, she says that goes back to transparency and clarity that she would like to see the board members as well as the district have. Marius?
Carice, great story, but what happens now? What are the next steps here?
Well, I asked the state that, and they really couldn't tell me because they said with ongoing investigations, they can't really discuss it. But traditionally what we see is that the school board as well as the district will have time to tell their side, give out documents to the state so they can air their side of the story as well. So stay tuned. We'll be sure to follow up as soon as we know more information too. Marius?
Thank you so much, Carice.